Hello everyone, my name is Mirna and on behalf of the Mindalia TV team, welcome to Mindalia live streaming, where thousands of people around the world gather to see the lectures and interviews organized by Mindalia TV. Today with us, Angel Ribo, CEO consultant, TV host, international public speaker and president of the Wisdom for Kids Foundation is going to be interviewing Judith Zavala. She is a multi-dimensional frequency channeler and opening her own multidimensional phases have allowed her to help others to do the same. Before starting with them, we want to remind you that Mindalia's mission is to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness around the world, and you can help us by subscribing to our channel if you haven't done it yet, leaving us a positive comment down this video, or sharing it with someone that you know that is going to benefit from the content that we're going to be discussing here today. Also, while we are live streaming, like right now, we have the active chat, the screen that you're going to be seeing here on my side. And through there, you can interact with us. You can enter your questions. And at the end of the interview, they will be kindly answered. Last but not least, Mindalia broadcasts daily in Portuguese, Spanish, and English through Mindalia Televisao, Mindalia Televisión, and Mindalia TV English, with information as beautiful and as interesting as the one that you already used to see in Mindalia TV. We also want you to collaborate with your own content. And to do that, you just have to go to our website. On the top, you're going to find the link that says Collaborate with Mindalia. And that link is going to take you to a form that you can fill out for our technical team to be getting in contact with you. So you can be like Judith today, sharing important, valuable information through the different platforms of Mindalia. You can do it in Portuguese, Spanish, or English. I'm not going to delay any further the welcoming of Angel and Judith Zavala. Guys, welcome to Mindalia live streaming. The screen is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mirna, for your introduction, and welcome to Mindalia TV, Judith. It's a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I would like to start the conversation, Judith, with a very easy question. But, sometimes when we hear about people that are able to channel someone else, sometimes I hear the term channeler, sometimes I hear the term channelist. What's the right way to call it someone that is so gifted as you are?
Well, thank you for your kind words, but I believe that we are all as gifted. We all have the same ability to channel. For me, channeling is just an expression of your multidimensional self. We are all multidimensional beings. So once we are in contact with that multidimensionality, we all have the ability to express it. We all can express it. It's to me, it's like I don't know, like art, like painting, for example. When you paint, you are expressing yourself, and your painting will be different than my painting, and then another person's painting, but it's an expression of who you are. This is the exact same thing. I believe that for some time now, it's been considered for some people exclusive. For some people, it's some people are born special, but it's not that way. We are all multidimensional beings, and we can all channel these other aspects of ourselves, of the multidimensional self. So for me, it's just an expression. Let's call it an expression of the multidimensional self.
How could you explain people that maybe are not so familiar with the term? What does channeling mean?
I feel that the way channeling, people see channeling, is that we live in this world, and we have this life, right? And for most of our lives, most people are separated from the spiritual world, from other multidimensional aspects, and so on. And we have like what we would call a regular life. And then one day we begin to serve as antennas, in a way, for beings or frequencies or energies or vibrations that are out there in the universe, but are not so palpable in a way. And you can't, sometimes you cannot hear them with your regular normal hearing, or you cannot see them with your regular sight, but they are out there. These frequencies, these energies, they are out there. So one day you begin to become this antenna and this transmitter for these other frequencies. So I believe that's what people would call channeling.
So you said that everybody has this gift of channeling. So it will be like connecting with entities that maybe we are not able to see with our physical senses. That would be kind of the idea, Judith?
Yes, they can be beings. They can be just frequencies that are out there, vibration, because everything in the universe, we know this, is energy and it's vibration. So sometimes these frequencies that you can come in contact with do have a consciousness. And sometimes they are physical beings, sometimes they are not. They are non-physical beings, but they do have a consciousness because they are very expanded. And we can call them maybe very evolved. So they don't have a physical body, but they do have a consciousness. They are conscious beings. And sometimes you can even channel plants, for example, trees, everything is vibration. So if you become this antenna for other frequencies, you can practically channel anything because everything is vibration.
And can you practice to be a better antenna?
Yes, of course. Yes, just like anything, the more you do it, the more you discover layers of yourself, and you practice your art and your these abilities and capacities. You develop them the more you practice. Yes, of course. Yes, definitely.
How did you discover this gift of yours? How did you start to be an antenna and being able to channel those entities?
Well, I was very fortunate because I was around people that did it. So for me, it wasn't like something out of the ordinary. I was around people that did it. So one day, what I did have to change inside of my head, these mental structures, limiting mental structures, is that I believed that these people were special. So as time went by, I was realizing that no, they weren't born special. Maybe they were born with an open channel, something that most of us need to develop, but we all had that ability. So one day something just inside of me just clicked, and I said, I can do this. I can do this. And I just simply opened up, and I tried to find my own particular way, because this is something I believe is a common mistake. Sometimes people want to channel in the same way that someone else is channeling. So if they're not seeing these images, or they're not hearing these voices in the back of their head, they get frustrated because they think they're not doing it. But we all have a very particular way of doing this. I actually teach this in workshops, to find your own particular way. I don't believe that there are techniques, the specific technique that one size fits all. It doesn't work that way. So I had to find my own particular way. But once I found it, I just started discovering new layers, and it has changed over time. It has changed. So again, if people want to discover this part inside of them, I recommend that they don't fixate, on one particular way of doing things, because you evolve, you expand, and you change. So you need to change with that way. But yeah, we can all do that.
Would you mind sharing your journey? How did you do it? What was like your process so that you started to feel that you could do it?
Well, as I mentioned, I was around people that did it. For me, I think my process began one day, several years ago. The way I was meditating wasn't working for me anymore. So one day I decided to begin to find new methods of meditation. So one day on my newsfeed on Facebook, some link appears, and it says meditation for the 1111 portal. And I said, okay, let's try and see what this is about. So I began to listen to it, and it was actually an interview. The gentleman was being interviewed, and I fast forwarded to the meditation, because this is something that I've been dealing with my entire life, patience. It's been a challenge. So I fast forwarded to the meditation, and he begins saying, "You're not going to understand what I'm saying, but don't worry, it's vibration, it's energy." I said, okay, this is going to be interesting. Up to this point, I had never been in contact with any type of light language or cosmic frequencies. in this manner. So I said, this is going to be interesting. Let's see. He said, you're not going to understand, so just lay back. And I did. I laid back. I put on headphones. And the first 3 words start coming out of his mouth. And he says, Tamai, Tamai, Tamai. And then my heart chakra just opened up. And he continued to speak in this language that I did not understand. My ears didn't understand. My head didn't understand it. But my body was having a physical reaction to it. And I remember this was like a 30, 40-minute transmission. And more or less somewhere in the middle, I began to cry. And I just crying, bawling my eyes out. And I was kind of scared because I said, what's happening? You know, I didn't understand what was going on. Later, I understood, you know, a long time after that, I understood that I had found home, that these frequencies were my home. So, and among other things that I had discovered, but this was my first introduction to light language. And in my experience, it was very, very powerful. Again, I was in contact with people that spoke light language after that. So it wasn't let's say something strange for me. So one day I said, I feel I can do this. Let's give it a shot. So I sat in my kitchen and I closed my eyes and I just allowed the energy to flow. And I said to God, to the universe, to these energies, I said, allow me to express this energy and allow me to be this expression or this voice or this frequency that wants to express itself through me. And the first like 2 or 3 minutes, nothing happened. And then finally, kind of like a few sounds started to come out, and they were very rusty. But maybe 15, 20 minutes after that, it just started flowing. It just started flowing. And I remember I was laughing because I kind of like had no control over it. But it was a beautiful experience, a beautiful, beautiful experience. And that just gives you the understanding that when you have the intention, when the intention is there, and when you give yourself to the universe and you hand over control to the universe and you just allow yourself to be an instrument, magical things happen.
Wow, that's so powerful. And Judith, I love the metaphor of being an antenna. I love that. Does that mean that, for instance, you can really tune into different, like, it's like an old radio, like, you know, set that we had at home when we were kids, that you could actually tune into different frequencies? Can you actually tune into different frequencies at will, at your will?
In my case, what I do when I do healing sessions, because when I say an antenna, I'm not only saying that I am a vocal expression of these frequencies, but these frequencies work through me in order to modify. I mentioned healing session, but for me, I've understood that healing, there's nothing really wrong with us. It's just we're having a certain experience, and then there comes a point when you don't want to have that experience anymore and you want to change your experience. So you're assisted by either light beings or your neighbor or people like me that work with energy, or you can be assisted in so many ways to modify that frequency so you can change your reality. So I mentioned healing session, but in reality, it's like sessions where we modify frequencies in the person. So when I do these types of sessions, I work with my entire body. I work with my hands, I work with my auric field, I work with everything. But when these different frequencies come in, I do have the ability to speak whatever frequency comes in. So sometimes I'm speaking it, and it's coming out of my mouth, and I start laughing because it sounds, for example, sometimes like Japanese, and you know, I start and my head starts just, you know, finding it funny sometimes, or I'm speaking something else and it brings back memories of other lifetimes. Or I've been this, you know, or I've been here, or so yeah, practically I can tune into practically any frequency. I believe people can do that. I've just been practicing a lot, but yeah, I can practically tune into any frequency.
Let me clarify something for the audience. So what's the relationship between tuning into different frequencies and healing someone? What's the connection in there?
For me, it would be the intention. When someone comes to me or I offer some type of session, of energy session, I feel that there's something that I can assist with. At that moment, I don't know how. I don't know how it's going to be, but I either offer someone a session. If they say yes, then you have both intentions of modifying a frequency. So that's very powerful. Or when someone comes to me and they're asking for a private session, or when we do group sessions, they have the intention and they're open to modifying something inside of them. So then both intentions, mine of assisting and them of being assisted, come together. So the intention is there, and then whatever frequency comes in begins to modify whatever is already there. Sometimes when I just do it for fun, let's say, because it does happen, I'm walking around and then all of a sudden I'm kind of in the background. I can feel some frequency coming in. I'll just open my mouth and I just start speaking it. And it really has no intention. Probably just the frequency wants me to acknowledge its existence, and wants me to acknowledge it's there. So, but it has no intention other than that. So for me, the intention we use behind it creates kind of like a vacuum in the background, and my own spirit guides assist me and kind of like connect me to the frequency that is needed in that moment because of the intention that's behind it, to help someone or assist someone in a particular way. I don't know if I'm making myself clear, but it's kind of like a vacuum in the background. Once you set the intention, a vacuum is created, and then the frequency that is needed comes through and modifies whatever needs to be modified. Sometimes people need to remember something. So there's a specific frequency that comes in, and they start feeling something inside of their heart. Or sometimes there's DNA upgrades that need to be done. So a specific frequency comes and begins to change with this vibration, with the sound, begins to change some type of DNA upgrade that they might need. Or sometimes we assist them to change their frequency because sometimes they have entities attached to them. So they need to let go of that entity because they need to have a different experience. So some type of being might come in and help them change that frequency, so that entity will be removed. There's so many reasons why light language might come in. Sometimes people receive instructions. Sometimes people have this, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do with my mission? How am I supposed to do this? How am I supposed to do that? And sometimes these light beings come and are assisted and assist them, and they give them some type of instructions in light language. It has such a wide variety of uses.
May I dare to ask you if you're tuning into something right now?
No, because right now I'm kind of focusing on this interaction with you.
Okay.
But if we set the intention, something will definitely come in.
Do you mind if we did that? Could we set an intention for something?
Not at all. Let's do this. Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
We are all yours.
Okay.
We are all yours completely. Both Mirna behind the scenes and myself, we are all yours. We're ready to intend to whatever you would like us to intend for.
Well, it's not even my own intention. The only intention I set is I would like to be of assistance, and whatever it is you need right now, allow me to be just a channel for it, whatever it is you need. That's my only intention. And the Supreme Consciousness in its infinite wisdom knows exactly what it is you need. So I don't know.
Okay. Can I throw something at you then?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So for instance, I woke up this morning with a little bit of a sore throat. Mm-hmm. Is that okay? Or
that's perfect.
Can we work on, I don't know, what about like having a better throat, Like,
yeah, we can set the intention, definitely. There's something that I never do.
okay.
I never make any promises because there's something that I've understood in the energy. There were some times when I wasn't feeling well, and I would ask spirit guides, I'm here in a session. Why don't you make me feel better? And they would say, because we're trying to help you. There is something that you still haven't understood of something that you are continuously doing.
Mm-hmm.
We take away that discomfort that you're having, you're not going to understand why that discomfort is happening.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of understood that sometimes if I wasn't ready, the discomfort wouldn't go away.
I understand.
But sometimes it does. But what I'm feeling right now, the throat is just what's happening with you is we're working on expression. At the end, This is something that we're doing.
Yeah.
So every time we do some type of energy work, the energy begins, the effects begin to happen before we actually do the energy work. Because, for example, when we do retreats, sometimes people a week or two in advance will tell me, I was feeling sick. I had, a stomach thing. Sometimes people get diarrhea, because the effect of the energy starts to work before the actual energy work. Because we understand here in this 3D world, in this particular world of ours, we understand time is linear, as past, present, future. That's the way we experience it. But in reality, the only thing is the present, and the present has an effect on the past and on the future. It always has these ripple effects for the past and for the future. So whatever it is you're doing now would have an effect on the time before and will have an effect on the time in the future. So
That's beautiful.
Happens a lot.
Thank you.
It happens a lot. Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is try, if you want, close your eyes. If not, that's okay. And just begin to take in deep breaths. And try to exhale and just let go of anything that might not belong to this present moment, to you, hearing the sound of my voice and feeling the energy that is going to begin to surround you, that begins to move through you. And just breathe in and exhale and let go. Hero totoya te nama istalerate nasta nenate he. Henanehia state nanehia stalerate nostomana neha. Enarista nasta nehe. Homa tenanista leta nena stalerate nasta nena nehi. Enamista leraista netenane. Elanista neya tenasta nena he. Hanayate humana stenane yate yaneyaha. Humastanera atenani stalera statenane heya. Henatenane yate nane statenane maha. Huma stanetena statenane he. Huma istatenane ya he. Huma istatenane stalera stane. Huma istalera tena stanetane he. Huma istalera tenane ya he. Huma istalera tenane ya ha. Hanae stalera tenane yahi. Homaena tenane yaha. Hanaiya tenastanenahe. Hanaiya tenastanenahe. Homaya tenane yahi. Halarestane tanastanehe. Nahera stanene yatenane yahi. Homa tane tanena istanena ha. Hanaea tenanehia. Tanehia nanehaho. Hopa stanetena stanena ha. Hopare stanena tenane yahe. Hanae tatena stanenehi. Hanae statenane yanaha. Ma tenena heya tenena teneneahi. Now we slowly open our eyes. How are we doing?
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Great experience. Thank you.
Thank you.
So I love the idea of creating a vacuum. So you're actually requesting something. You're allowing. Yeah. I mean, I love that idea. I think that concept is extremely powerful for people, that they understand that when we are requesting something, you know, there's going to be something happening because we are requesting it. I think that's very powerful. And here at Mindalia TV, we often, help people that are suffering, that are going through challenges in their lives, and love helping them. And sometimes we meet people that they think that they don't deserve, they don't deserve something. They don't deserve to be well. They don't deserve to be wealthy. They don't deserve to be healthy. So I love the idea of just asking to receive and creating a vacuum, so that vacuum, by the definition of energy, right? When we study what energy is, and the energy transforms, and we go to school, right? And we are in elementary school, and we are told that, or middle school, that energy transforms. So that's a very powerful message. This language that you were using when you were channeling, is that always the same language, or does that depend on who you tune into?
The energy that we were working with right now is mostly Pleiadian. I don't know if you've ever heard of a consciousness that calls themselves the Pleiadians.
Yes.
Okay.
But could you explain it a little bit for the audience, please?
Okay. Well, we work a lot with cosmic energies, cosmic frequencies, cosmic beings, cosmic consciousnesses. And in my case, one of the primary frequencies that, let's say that they kind of work as an empty glass. We can use this example, for example. We can use this example. My spirit guides, my primary spirit guides, are Pleiadian. So any frequency that comes through me is going to come through them, because let's say that they are the guardians, they are my guardians, they are always taking care of me, and they know much better than I do what frequency needs to come in. So I trust them completely. So these light beings are, let's say that they're the empty vase, that they're the empty glass. But let's imagine that this glass was blue. So whatever liquid is going to come in through this glass, it's always going to have like a tint of blue.
Okay.
Okay. So this is what happens more or less with my frequency. And it's mostly Pleiadian, but there are other frequencies in the background that are working. They once explained to me the way this worked. When we do these types of transmissions, it's not only for you, it's not only for me, it's for people that are going to be listening. So there's like this array of different frequencies, because light beings, they like to take advantage of these opportunities when people are open to these types of frequencies. So in the background, there's going to be a lot of other frequencies that are going to be working with different people. They once explained it, that this is kind of like, this transmission has many keys, okay? Let's say keys, like a regular key. And the people that are out there are going to have locks. So, for example, maybe during the transmission, just to put a silly number on it, I am throwing 100 keys. And out of the 100 keys, maybe there will be people out there that can only open 2 locks, and there will be people out there that can open 50 locks. So for some people, it's going to be more powerful than for others, because for some reason, it is their time to align with specific frequencies. You know, and that's why I feel that it's important for people that if they want to come into contact with these cosmic frequencies, they should begin to listen to a lot of light language transmissions that are out there, because you can just feel if something is right for you, it'll resonate somehow inside of you, it'll move you somehow. And it's not that some light language is better than the other, it's just it's the right one for you, you know.
Okay.
It's the right one for you.
Can we say that the language that you said, it can be considered like Pleiadian language, or it's not how it works?
Did you say alien language?
No. You called it Pleiadian?
Oh, Pleiadian.
Pleiadian.
Oh, okay. Not exactly, because there are several types of Pleiadians. There are many types of Pleiadians. There's kind of like we live in a fractal world, a fractal universe. So as above, so below. I think that's the way you say it, right? Okay. Just as we have this wide variety of humans and this wide variety of plants and animals and flora and fauna, we have the same variety up there in the higher realms and out there in the universe. So there is a wide array of Pleiadian frequencies. But the one I work with is kind of like, again, the vacuum that's specific for me right now and is specific for the people listening. If someone else also channels Pleiadians, it might sound either a bit different or a lot different, because again, their vacuum is connecting with another frequency that is needed for them and for the people that are listening to them, and so on. So it's not a language per se, but it is a frequency. Not only a sound, but the frequency that was covering you and that was running through you also has a lot to do with the connection. It's not only about the sound. It's also about the physical, palpable energy.
Excellent. I'm trying to make this as easy to digest as possible, because you're an expert, so we're trying to help as many people as possible. Can frequencies be translated to known frequencies?
Are you saying like can they be translated into words maybe?
Yes.
Sometimes they can. Sometimes when it's something specific, for example, okay, maybe this is a lot to digest, but I'm going to share my experience with this.
Go ahead. Thank you.
There are beings, when they are from very higher dimensions, the higher the dimension, the harder it is to translate into words, because they don't speak anymore. their language is frequency. They don't speak. It's not even telepathic anymore. They're just pure energy, pure frequency. And the higher the dimension, the harder it gets to translate. The lower the dimension, the easier it is, because sometimes there are some beings, some cosmic beings that do literally speak and do literally have a language. So sometimes, depending on what the people that I'm speaking to, it does happen that, for example, I connect and I start speaking a specific language and I translate into Spanish or into English. And I can literally translate what they're saying. And then again, I continue to speak in their frequency and in their language for maybe 5-10 seconds, and I translate into Spanish or into English. And again, but it's a literal translation. But it's because they are of lower dimensions and they are still physical beings. But the higher the dimension, the harder it is to translate into physical words.
When someone passes away, do they also go to another vibration level?
Well, that's a whole different topic.
Okay.
There are beings sometimes that stay behind. I feel that people stay behind because they have attachments, and sometimes their family doesn't allow them to leave. And there's like an attachment, you know, it's a very human thing to not want to let go. It's very human of us to grab on to things, situations, people, experiences. It's very human of us. So sometimes when people pass away, they continue that, you know, they're still human. So they grab on to their house, to their family, to the human experience, to whatever it is they don't want to leave behind. There's something that they haven't, you know, that wasn't fixed. Some in their head, there's something that they didn't accomplish. Some people they come to you and they do go. Your spirit guides will make an effort to help you transcend, to help you pass through all of these layers of this 3D realm and 3D consciousness that is this planet, and it'll help you pass through as fast as possible so you don't stay behind. And they do go into another, let's say that they might fuse into another level of consciousness.
Okay.
Like fusion, like they melt into this other level of consciousness.
So I ask you the question because obviously the follow-up question would be like, can you actually tune into those people that have passed and that they are in another dimension? Is that something that coincidentally or willingly can you tune into?
Oh, well, personally, my work is more with cosmic beings.
Okay.
There are people that do that. Yes, you can definitely do that. For sure, you can do that. It's happened to me with people that are beings, that are still spirits, that are still here. But it's not something I usually do. It's not, there are people better qualified, let's say, because let's say that their level of expertise is much better at that. My work is more with the cosmic beings, but you can definitely do that, yes. But again, it's not something that I do.
Yeah. What is that one thing that you like to do the most, Judith?
Wow, the one thing I like to do the most. I like so many things. I like to do so many things in my, when I connect during a session and feeling the oneness of all of these beings, feeling them, feeling the love that they have. For me, I think it's feeling the oneness, not only during a session, but on a day-to-day basis. When, for example, we just came back from a trip, and we went to Egypt, and there was this oneness among the group, and that feeling of connecting from heart space to heart space with a physical human being, or with a light being, or with a cosmic being, or with an angel, connecting to from that heart space, I think that's the most amazing thing that I can experience, because that gives you so many different experiences. that love connection gives you just this amazing array of experiences.
Beautiful. When you've mentioned light several times. So do you consider light to be a frequency that you tune into?
Yes, I think we're all light. At the end of the day, we're all light, and we're all darkness as well. Because I believe we're an expression of God. We're an expression of source energy, and source energy is everything. It's not only light, it's not only dark, but it's all the different tones of gray and all the different tones of blue and orange and red. And you know what I'm saying? When we're speaking frequency, we are everything. We are everything. It's just, what do we decide to tune into on a conscious level? What do we want to experience in this lifetime? We are light and we are also darkness. We are everything because God is everything. And we're just an expression of that, a little drop of expression of that everything.
What do you think that we are supposed to do here today? I mean, in general, humans in this dimension. What are we here to do?
I feel we're here to have an experience. In this particular world, because of the evolutionary process that our planet is having, I feel that we are here to be happy. But it's okay sometimes to also be sad. It's okay to also be angry. Anything is okay. I feel that we get so carried away sometimes with worries that we're not doing things right. We worry so much. I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. What if you were just supposed to be you? What if when you see that oneness, you realize that you are having an experience, but I am also having an experience through Angel. I am also having an experience through Luna. I'm also having an experience through all of those people that are in the cafe that you're in right now. Because in this oneness, I am you and you are me. So I'm just having one of the drops of an experience of God itself. There's no right or there's no wrong. Whatever I do or don't do, Angel can do, or Mirna can do, or my nephew can do, or my neighbor can do. You know what I'm saying? When we begin to feel this oneness, we realize that we're all in the wherever it is we need to be. When we are in separation, when we feel this separation, that is when I feel, oh, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. No, I am, because I am doing it either through Angel, through Mirna, through whoever it is, I'm doing it because I am everything. I am being that tree out there. I am being that dog on the street. I am being everyone and everything. So only when there is separation is that sensation and feeling, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be because everything is being done on a macro level. But just be you. That's your only job, I believe. Be you. Be the best expression of you that you can possibly be. That's it.
How could you help? I mean, with all your knowledge and all your experience and wisdom, how can you help people that, let's say, they feel stress, they feel anxiety every single day for many different issues that they might have in their lives? What a piece of advice could you share with them?
There's so many things that I could share. The first thing that comes to my head is it's kind of related to what you just said. What is my job here? My job is to be me. I'm usually stressed out. If I'm a person that's stressed out and worried, it's because I am looking on the outside. Somehow in my head, I'm not being something that I am supposed to be, or something that I could be, or something that I should be, or I am not having something that I could have, or something that there is stress because I am not, I feel that I'm not doing something. So when I go inside and I forget about the outside, and it's not because I'm supposed to forget because I'm being selfish, because sometimes we confuse that. I'm not supposed to look on the outside, not because you're being selfish, but first you need to take care of yourself and you need to see what's inside. You need to find God inside of yourself. And how do you find God? Because when I say God, sometimes it's confusing, and sometimes people, even when I say find God inside of yourself, sometimes they think, well, I'm still going to find this other person inside of myself. No, 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 no. It's not finding some other person or some other being inside of yourself. It's finding you. Who is Angel? Angel loves to communicate, for example. Maybe Angel loves to do these types of connections. Once Angel is being Angel and does not care what the outside is thinking or what's going on in the outside, Angel is doing what he came here to do, and Angel will be fulfilled with what he's supposed to do, with his life, because Angel is being Angel. I believe we're not being ourselves, and when we are not being ourselves is when we have this stress.
Excellent. Would you mind sharing with us where can we find you online?
You can find me on Facebook. I actually have 2 profile pages, but they're both Judith Zavala. One is in English and one is in Spanish. You can also find me on the One Light Synergy page. I also have a page on Facebook, or a website that's www.onelightsynergy.com.
Excellent. Well, so thank you very much, Judith. This has been an amazing conversation. Again, we really appreciate you being here with us on Mindalia TV, for helping us, for inspiring us. Thank you very much for accepting the challenge of doing some sort of intention experiment together today. Thank you for your generosity with us, and again, thank you. Consider Mindalia TV moving forward your home, and whatever we can do to help you will be a pleasure.
No, thank you. The thanks is all mine. Thank you for having me. Thank you for making me feel at home. Thank you for making me feel so welcome. Thank you so much. It's my honor and it's my pleasure. And thank you so much. Thank you.
Awesome. And again, this is Angel Rebo with Mindalia TV. Thank you very much for being with us today, and hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.